How are Thursday boots made is a question that Thursday gets a lot. So you know what? We came all the way down here to León, Guanajuato in Mexico to find out. I'm here with Tony Thomas, the Director of Production in Mexico for Thursday Boot Company. And we're here at the factory where Thursday boots are made. What are we gonna see inside?
Oh, we're gonna see how the leather's received. We're gonna see how the leather gets cut. We're gonna see how the boots get stitched, how the boots get preformed, how we last them, how we finish them, and ultimately how we put them in a box.
All right, ready to go inside?
Yeah.
Let's check it out. Okay, so first up we have the leather. This is where the leather comes from, Lefarc Tannery, and this is the famous tobacco leather. This is the rugged and resilient tobacco leather, right, Tony?
That is correct.
So what's different about this leather versus like most of the other Thursday leathers, the non-rugged and resilient ones?
Well, this one, what makes it a rugged leather is that it's buffed on the grain.
Okay.
And then the waxes and oils are introduced to the grain to give it that kind of pull-up effect to it.
And we've also come across here the sole that's going to be ultimately going underneath this leather here when it becomes a boot. This is the Storm King sole, the Storm King lug, and it's relatively new for Thursday soles, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, because originally most of the boots were known for having like a flat sort of studded sole, and this was like, you know, when people wanted like something grippier.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
What's this made from?
It's made from vulcanized rubber.
The last thing we're going to show you in this back room here where the stuff is stored before we go out onto the factory floor to see this stuff getting put together is the welts. This is the vegetable tan leather welt. So the Goodyear welt, this is considered like a hallmark of like a good quality boot. Just about every boot out there from like Thursday's price point to like, you know, $1,000 boots. They're usually made with like Goodyear welts to make sure that it's, yeah, very, very water resistant and able to be resold. So it has like a very long lifespan. But anyway, let's go out into the factory floor.
There are basically 5 primary phases that each factory that we work with goes through. It's cutting, it's preliminary, it's stitching, it is lasting, and then finishing.
Can you explain a little bit what Alejandro is doing here?
Alejandro is working with the skins that have been pre-selected that have all the scars and scratches indicated, so he's cutting around that area. He has all of his cutting dies here. Some of them have double edge for cutting inside outside. Some of them only have 1 edge for cutting.
This is like a boot terminology that a lot of people like don't know, but the clicking process, that's when the leather is like not just cut apart, but also it's where it's inspected to ensure that the boot that you get in the final product doesn't have like blemishes, scratches, or scars or anything like that.
So this cutter, he's making our diplomat boots.
That's the Mocto, yeah.
That's our Mocto boot. What he's got here is a little apparatus that he can apply hand pressure just to see if he's cut any defects into the part of the leather, since it's got a pretty heavy oil coat over the top.
Preliminary operations is where all the pieces that need to be skived get skived, all the pieces that need to be perfed get perfed, all the pieces that need to be glued in one particular portion of the piece and get the adhesive attached to them and before they go into the stitching operation.
This is the pre-stitching process.
See, what you can see here is he's putting a deco stitch on the cap toe, so there's really no function on that. There's a deco stitch.
Oh yeah.
And then when he puts it together, and then the next couple of, over here in this other operation, is where he's actually stitching that for the band.
But the cap toe isn't needing another piece of leather over the boot, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
In the stitching operations, there are some decorative stitching operations, and most of them are functional, where they're putting the vamps together with the quarter pieces or with the bleachers. The counters are attached in that area. Linings are constructed, and then the boots are put together with the lining put inside the upper leather.
So what are these guys doing?
So they're converting the insoles, prepping them, getting them ready to be put into the lasting operation.
In the lasting operation, there are 3 primary operations there. One is the toe lasting, the second is side lasting, and then there finally is heel lasting. Those all are shaping the upper around the form of the last. From there, we start to prepare the bottom of the boot to accept the cork filler, to accept the midsole, to accept the outsole. Our QC process at the final stage of the boot is called a military standard, which we select a portion of a lot that the factory has produced, and we either approve that lot or disapprove the lot. If the lot gets disapproved, then the whole manufacturing lot of that product is disapproved, and they have to go back and review the whole lot. So we are intricately involved in the process, looking at all the separate stages with our QC team working with the factory's QC teams, just to make sure that the quality of the product is tip-top.
All right, well that'll do it. That was not complicated at all. Thank you for your time. I thought I knew a thing or two about boots. I literally own 100 of them, but I learned a lot in there. So yeah, definitely.
That was the idea.
Yeah, that's really gonna help. All right, cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet already, and keep an eye out for other videos that we've made of the production process of 30 boots and also of Lefarc leather while we're down here in Leon. Thanks for watching.